to That Wrestling Podcast.
Welcome to That Wrestling Podcast. The good bad guys of wrestling podcast are back talking all things of the week that was in professional wrestling. I'm Brian, Jason, Joe, Kevin, the gang's all here. Although Jason is in a different locale this week. What's going on, my friend?
Sick New World Music Festival on Saturday. A few bands playing, just a few. Let me run off the main bands.
Yes.
Now, last year in Vegas, they did the When We Were Young festival. That was like all the pop punk bands, and they got smart, and they're doing a new metal festival. However, they fucking dropped the ball because it's Sick New World is the name of the festival, and EW. It should have been Sick New World, NU umlaut world, but they fucked that up.
Indeed.
And I registered all the domains because I thought maybe they would try to change it and then I'd get paid, but they didn't.
Aww.
So, yeah, whatever. Some of the bands, System of a Down, Korn, Deftones, Incubus, Evanescence, Turnstile, Chevelle, Papa Roach, Flyleaf, Mr. Bungle, Placebo, She Wants Revenge, Hoobastank, Seven Dust, POD, Soulfly, Fever 333, the Melvins, Filter, Cold, Cradle of Death, Body Count, and a bunch more. But the one that really caught me off guard, and I'm like, this show is called That Wrestling Podcast. And I've been known to have a small ego, but I don't have the ego of one Lacey Stern because Flyleaf is now called Flyleaf with Lacey Stern.
Mm.
So like,
she was gone for a while,
but coming back to it with, is it going to be That Wrestling Podcast with Jason Marchuka moving on? I mean, I'm down for it. I'm here for it. I know Joe's wife would appreciate it, but I don't know. It's just a weird thing with that band. But anyway, Kevin is joining me in Las Vegas tomorrow.
Yay.
I'm here today. And if you're getting on a plane, okay, I flew Southwest and I'm a big guy. I'm all right with it. I've come to grips with it. I'm trying to lose the weight, the whole bit. Let me offer you a tip, if you will. If you are also a big gentleman and the only seats that are available are the middle, don't fucking sit next to another big guy. This motherfucker got on the plane and I'm sitting and he's rubbing against me and I'm literally halfway out the aisle. And then I figured out how to get the armrest up and then the fucking bitch, whatever they're called, flight attendant, start pushing the thing down on my leg, pinching my leg, not giving a fuck. And I'm so here's the thing. If you're a large gentleman or woman, no discrimination here. If the only seats are the middle, find someone much smaller than you. It'll benefit you. It'll benefit the person next to you. And just what the fuck? So anyway.
Because Southwest, you can pick your own seats as you go, sort of thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't done that in a while.
Yeah, you get your ticket and then your seating time determines when you check in. So it's A 1 through 30, 31 through 60, and then B 1 through 30, 31 through 60. I was B 21. So I had a pretty good spot, but this motherfucker. And I'm in a much nicer hotel because I could tell by the way he can't afford this place.
Damn. So, there it is.
Fuck, man.
Well, you've made it. Hopefully it's onward and upward. Like I said, Kevin is coming. Kevin, I want to know, how did the conversation go with your wife when you said, hey, skipping out on Mother's Day, I got to go see Coal Chamber. How did that go down? I can't miss this.
So I did ask, right? And she's like, go. It's a who knows if they'll do it again, right? It might be one in a lifetime. The thing that sealed it is me.
And
you guys all know
it's Jason. That's what sealed it. Go spend time with Jason. He's a delinquent in Vegas. It's cool. We learned that 2 summers ago, right, Kevin? I mean,
that wrestling podcast featuring Jason Marchi. And I showed her the lineup, and of course she was going to say yes. But I've been craving to see the Deftones in a mega festival setting. I've been waiting every year. My
that makes
annual
sense.
Louder Than Life. I want to see it with 50,000 people. Like I've seen System of a Down, Ozfest over 20 years ago. So it's
they haven't been. They were done for a while, right?
They were done for like a decade.
Okay, so this is is a good get. I mean,
yeah. Oh, it's gonna be hot. It's gonna be sticky. I was trying to go through.
I thought it was a dry heat.
Yeah, that's true. Shouldn't Vegas be that way? Yes,
it's the desert.
Yeah,
it's gonna be awesome. It'll be fun.
Yeah,
well, it's gonna be people watching is going to be just as good as the performances because Jay.
I've been a little antsy all week about this because there is a Facebook group, and the people in this fucking Facebook group have never left their fucking house.
Oh my God!
With the shit these dummies have been asking in this group. Hold on, I'm trying to pull up this thing now. I mean, Kevin can attest. These are the dumbest fucking questions I've ever seen. I can't wait for this festival to be over so I can delete this fucking group right now. Right, Kev?
I have a feeling Jason might get arrested by fighting some of these people.
I don't fight.
No. It's so crazy. It's I feel like people aren't smart enough to go on and investigate.
Just read the website what they post.
It's all
the
there.
website is bad.
Okay, here's the first one. Hats. What are you bringing?
Jesus.
Who's going to be crying and thinking of high school relationships when Hoobastank comes on stage?
that guy must be crawling in the dark.
That's a funny one.
There's just been some really fucking ridiculous ones. And I was like, Kevin, I just need this shit to be over.
Yeah.
I just need this shit to be over. A lot of, this is the big one. And I've wanted to like post like really passive aggressive responses, but I don't want to get my ass kicked. Cause I know I'm scary looking, but I'm not, I'm not tough. I'm not a fighter. Here we go. The one that was like, what the fuck? Kev, do you have any idea what one I'm talking about?
I don't. There's so many.
You think they're going to be a rare Pokemon at Sick New World on Pokemon Go?
Oh my God.
What the fuck?
People still play that?
What do you
apparently?
What do you say?
But
to that?
Kevin, there is a show on Friday, and I wish I would have known because I would have bought tickets for this without even asking you. Fucking Avenged Sevenfold is playing like a small little bar.
Ooh, I love that.
Like I saw Area 21 or something.
Area 15. Yeah, a lot. It's outside.
Area
too.
15.
Shit.
This is the thing. So, I'm giving Avenged a new listen because I grew up. Like, was it? Is it M Shadows and
singer.
the lead singer? There's a few songs I really like. They're just not on like my top. But that new song, I remember listening to it once and I'm like, this is kind of weird. And it's literally my favorite Avenged song they've ever put out.
Now, Kevin, there is an opportunity tomorrow night when you get here. I don't know if you'd be interested. Katy Perry is playing at our hotel. Are you down? What do you say? Come on, let's go see Katy Perry tomorrow night.
I kissed a girl and I liked it.
Yeah.
I was trying to think about.
Is that a yes? Well, you can tell me later. You don't have to.
That's a TWP extra. Let's have that review.
I don't want to put you on the spot right now. We can get into that a little. After.
Yeah.
Katy Perry. It's one of her final 5 shows at this hotel.
Well, tune in next week for the concert review. It might be a Katy Perry. It may be the Avenged Sevenfold. It may even be the actual festival that they have tickets for. We are going to Beer Park Friday night. If you're listening, it's tonight. Late, like a 10:30, 11 o'clock reservation. Kevin and I have kind of dubbed this weekend "No Sleep Till Sunday" because we have to be at the airport at 7 a.m. Sunday morning after all day. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because I told Kevin, I'm like, well, you get here, we can go check out some like barcades, and then we go to Beer Park. And he goes, and then like Saturday we'll go get a good breakfast, and then we'll go to the festival. It's probably gonna be about a 10-hour day, give or take. And he goes, well, we're gonna get beers after the festival, right?
Oh boy, there it is.
And I'm like, oh,
well, that's the game you want to play.
I was like, we
No
at least
sleep
gotta
till-
get 1 or 2 nightcaps.
No Sleep Till Sunday is now the you know what, Brian? You're running production this week. Can you name the podcast No Sleep Till Sunday?
Consider it done.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. We probably should talk professional wrestling, I guess, at some point in this show. Any final thoughts?
Well, I got to can we get into it, Brian?
Joe's literally said one word.
That's fine.
Joe, is that Joe or is that a statue?
No, it's a hologram.
I haven't seen it breathe.
I posted something on Monday. I had a real case of the Mondays this past week.
Oh, that's right. Yes. I want to hear about this.
Some people have asked me about it. We're not doing a mailbag this week. If you saw my social, I got gas in my car, forgot to take the pump out of my car, and just drove off.
Oh my God.
Ripped the fucking...
That's amazing.
You can probably put the picture here if you want. I normally pump my gas and then go in. I never leave the pump unattended. You're not really supposed to. And I'm a big follower of rules. So I was like, I got to get a drink. So I was like, all right, I'll put the pump in, pump my gas, went in to get a drink. I got a very exciting text message that I can't talk about here, but I'll tell you guys after the show's over. I'm responding to my text, get back in the car, and then I hear thump and look, and I'm like, oh, fuck. Luckily, there was no gas spill or anything like that. And what it looked like was that, the pump came out of the gas tank, not of my car, but of the actual tank. But what I'm learning is that it looked like it's kind of like a hip socket joint where there's like the big spot and then the hose goes up into it. So I feel like it's supposed to automatically snap off, because I'm sure I'm not the only person that has done this.
Right. That's good. They have a fail safe there.
Yeah. So I went back in. I'm like, hey man, I pulled the pump out. I don't know what to do. And he goes, all right, let's go examine the situation. I had to fill out an accident report, give my insurance information. And then 2 days later, I drove past that gas station. It's right next to my work, and everything was back to normal. So I'm hoping they don't file a claim. Very funny thing though, I posted the picture. I can laugh at it. And if I do have to pay the deductible, whatever, I have it. I'm good. My uncle says, your dad did that once.
Oh, like father, like son.
I haven't talked to my dad yet. I called my dad, but he was busy. He couldn't talk. But yeah, so I had a real case of the Mondays this week at Jason_Marchuka on Twitter. You can see the photo. We'll post it on our thatwrestlepod socials. And rough week. But now we're capping it off. I'm in Vegas. I'm gonna, we're doing this. I'm gonna go drink. And as time of recording, I am down officially $200. I was up 80. Okay. Now I'm down 200. So we'll see how this goes. By the time Kevin gets here, I have 500 put aside to gamble. So leave it at that. We'll see what happens next week.
It's going to be epic, I'm sure. I hope you guys have a great time. Let's talk back to last Saturday with WWE Backlash in Puerto Rico. Hey, show of hands. Who wants to go see a wrestling at Puerto Rico sometime? Are you kidding me? Now, I had a feeling it'd be like this because of obviously if you watch Smackdown, you could tell the crowd was, whoa, this crowd is like into every single thing off the charts. I don't know where to take it. I honestly thought it was maybe the greatest crowd ever. And we can get into that. It's a possibility, I think, in my head.
But I want to how I predicted Carlito, if you want, right off the bat.
We can get into that. Yeah.
That's just as good as Jason predicting Roman winning and Carlito showing up. And he looked awesome. Looked honestly,
amazing.
He looked how you ever see Carrot Top, like how he got like jacked? Like Carlito looked jacked.
And how about the pop for Carlito?
Awesome.
People were jumping up and down. I mean, I never would have guessed that. It was goddamn Steve Austin Attitude Era loud pop for when Carlito's music hit. Holy shit, guys. I mean, I want to just open it up to you, Joe, because I want to make sure you're alive. You're on the show.
20 minutes later. Hey,
let's go live to Joe in parts unknown Ohio.
Right. Okay.
Your backlash reaction to any and all of it.
Great crowd. Not the greatest of all time, but it's like that's hard to say greatest of all time. I think Backlash should be in San Juan, Puerto Rico every year. That should just be the tradition because it's the it's a first premium live event after WrestleMania. It's the one that's like forgotten about the most. Have the best crowd with it. You don't even, I mean, they pop for Carlito. They pop for everything.
Oh yeah.
So Carlito coming out reminded me of, or people just enjoying wrestling like we say every week.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, Jason. But it reminded me of January 4th, 99. Here's my encyclopedia coming out. When the glass broke against when Foley versus The Rock, that will put butts in the seat. Yeah, when the crowd erupted for that. So when you heard Carlito's theme and they just did the same thing, they all got up and cheered because he was coming down to make the save like Austin did. It was freaking great. I don't think there was a bad match at all. I mean, there were some that were but
the
they
triple
were still
threat
better.
US was pretty quick. I thought. I think it was like 6 minutes. So
I don't
it
know
was fine
which
for what it was.
I'm conflicted on what the best match in the night was. There are two that are so close. It's like 1A and 1B. So I'm just going to flat out say it. Like my 1A is Bianca versus Io Sky. My 1B was Damian Priest, Bad Bunny. The only reason it's not 1A is because it didn't end the show.
In retrospect, I could see obviously with the crowd, but I understand the logic
and the storytelling too. Damian Priest deserves so much freaking credit for what he did throughout that entire match. He was awesome. Bad Bunny was awesome, but Damian Priest was a freaking stud that night.
I'm glad you said that. Him hop, like the selling of the leg, him like hopping on one foot for minutes of that
trying
match.
to be friends again, like total heel move.
Oh yeah, and
awesome.
then kicking him in the face. I thought the same thing. I thought it was an absolute star-making performance from Damian Priest. All the kudos to him. I can't wait to see what he continues on to do. How about the Bad Bunny entrance? Because guys, I've watched that thing a dozen times.
As in the crowd singing the song, or
just
him going back and getting the shopping cart? The whole thing.
Okay, I think just for me, again, being a production nerd, the way they shot it, where I think you guys think it was a drone, right? It had to have been a drone.
Yeah, they showed the drone.
Yeah, coming into the arena, right? Yeah. For the beginning. But yeah, the fact that his music hits, the drone's behind him, they got the smoke, the crowd's going insane, and this fucking drone flies over his head and then goes over the crowd. And then then he goes back and gets the shopping cart of weapons. Holy shit, guys. It was amazing.
Well, that drone is what the XFL original was, that drone shot. And you know how the NFL has that camera on the cable.
Sky cam, yeah.
XFL did that first, and then the NFL now does it. So I loved the drone, and I loved the beginning of Smackdown and the beginning of the pay-per-view where they had that drone come from outside through the crowd up through, and I mean it was amazing. So the whole event was great, especially if you watched it live. And it was every match was good. And the biggest surprise for me was I bought Das Boot, and I was drinking beer out of Das Boot, and did you turn it? Well, I was drinking it where the foot was. So I was like this. That up in my face. It was just okay. So if you drink it where it's this way, it doesn't do the and explode in your face. Almost as exciting as if you would have watched the pay-per-view live.
Somebody didn't watch the movie Beer Fest. No surprise, right, Joe?
Someone didn't watch the pay-per-view live either. or premium live event.
Hi. Yeah. Well,
But
I
you
watched the
know-
main event live. I got home in time for the main event.
But you wanna know
Probably the
something?
weakest
guys.
of all the matches, even though it was freaking great,
Yeah.
but the weakest of all the
Yes.
matches you watched live.
But there was
it is
one
what
thing.
it is. Yeah.
There's another thing Brian did miss. The text chat, me gloating that I predicted that Carlito would be.
Yeah, it sounded like Jason was doing the texting. It's like, you know, I was waiting for Jason after like his second boot to go.
It
"Well,
was
did
me
you
all
predict-
along.
Did you predict Pretty Deadly to be Smackdown?"
Yeah.
And Charlotte to beat Asuka's undefeated streak at WrestleMania. in
So
New York.
much for that. Yeah.
Whenever
No,
the
but
hell
I
that
say
was.
the event was awesome. Seth made Omos look awesome.
Oh,
Omos
That's
is
great too.
great.
Oh, so
Uh,
good.
and he looked like a monster when he was walking out. I loved Bianca, Io. The crowd loving Io, loved it.
Weird.
Yeah, that was a
Booing
surprise.
Hating
Bianca.
on Bianca.
It was very cool. That match was unbelievable. Scary moment when she
The one arm.
press. Yeah, I thought it was awesome when she was holding her with the one arm and Io's
But it
holding
looked like
her.
Not awesome
but then-
dropping her on her face.
But not awesome dropping because I'm just like, oh, come on, Io. Sloppy.
Yeah,
at the-
Jason's number one fan was a little worried about that. She's like, oh no. And then they showed the replay and she was like, the arm was out. Thank God.
yeah,
Crazy.
but dang, that match was great.
Yeah.
A great way to start off the the show. I loved it.
Yeah. No title change with that match. No title change with Rhea and Zelina, which I mean,
That
she
was
got
the one that
all
should have
of-
happened. That
one-
should have
okay,
been the
that
title
match was-
change, even if it was for one night.
Yeah.
Even if it's for one night, give Zelina that moment. I mean, she got the moment anyway. It doesn't matter if she won the belt or not, but goddamn, that would have been.
And that's
the
why you
time.
didn't need to win the belt because she got the
Yeah, I don't
moment
give-
anyway.
I don't give a fuck. She should have won the belt.
That
Let it be a
belt-
fucking
It was great.
schoolboy roll
Or no,
up.
no.
No
That-
one sees it coming.
yeah.
Ah,
That
unbelievable.
flag winged type thing that she had, like
Her cape.
looked
Yeah.
the cape. Thank you.
Yeah.
That looked amazing. Her outfit, amazing. Hair, amazing. Just emotions, amazing. Like I thought she was like the best heel, but I love her as a face. I love it. Just happy. And seeing
You
her
know-
family's emotion, Lana right behind him, happy.
I am. I love. I mean, I did predict LWO coming back to WWE. Just so putting that out there.
Led
I am
by Dominic
predicting-
Mysterio.
I am predicting that sooner or later it will become the Legado World Order. They turn on Ray. They
Oh.
beat him down. This is what brings Dominic to save his dad.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And they're still the
Yeah.
LWO.
Like that.
Yeah. Kevin, I've been watching Sheamus's YouTube channel, the Celtic Warrior workouts. He did one with Ray and he did one with Santos Escobar in Fort Wayne,
Really?
the day of the house show.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's fun.
So
Thanks for
pretty
the
cool.
invite, Sheamus.
It's like Iron. It was the Iron Health Works or some gym in Fort Wayne, and we have to talk about Fort Wayne for 1 second.
Address it.
The sadness news. Pour out a little. The Fort Wayne Mad Ants are
Yeah.
leaving Fort Wayne. So sad.
Gone but not forgotten.
I no
Who?
longer want to move to Fort Wayne.
They
I love the Mad Ants,
had a
Kevin.
good run.
I think they have one more season, if I read that story
Yeah.
right. And if they do a used uniforms or stuff, whatever, please,
Parquet
brother.
floor.
anything. I love the Mad Ants. And what's really crazy is that day I was looking at the Mad Ants site to see if they had any gear because I had 25% off NBA.com. And I bought some LA Sparks gear. But I was like, I better get that Mad Ants stuff before it goes away for good. So
Yeah.
we'll miss you,
I feel
Mad
like-
Ants.
I'm gonna have to look around my house because we went to one game. And I remember we left with like 4 scarves, 3 hats. Like the giveaway day was like so much. Like
Well, I still have a Detroit Drive T-shirt, and I think I have a Detroit Vipers towel somewhere.
Vipers,
so, like,
yes.
I understand.
do you have the
The arena
elusive Detroit Rockers?
Oh, the soccer team? No, I do not. Oh
That
man, that's
would
a,
Oh my God.
Well, Detroit has a WNBA team, right? Still?
they did.
You
They don't
know,
anymore. They
they've been
moved to
gone.
Tulsa.
No, man.
The shock
Or the Shock.
shockingly left.
I
Detroit.
love the WNBA. Love it. I can't wait. The season getting ready to start. I'm so excited. I really
What did
am.
we think about? We briefly touched on Brock and Cody, and in retrospect, having Bunny and Priest as the main event. What did you think of how they went about it with the Cody getting his ass kicked, but Brock getting all bloody, and the little countering the Kimura into the roll, or you push him over for the pin, and obviously we know what happens on Raw.
Do we think that's
do you
because
think of
the
that?
Bunny match went too long?
No,
I don't know.
because they would have cut from the Usos and Owens and Zayn.
Yeah, I
You
guess
mean
so.
the ending itself with the
Yeah.
Kimura?
I just thought it was a weird
I hope
ending.
not, because I thought it was a great ending.
No, I thought it was fine. I thought the match went as long as it should have been. Brock doesn't have that long of matches unless it's like really with Roman Reigns.
True.
So it's like
guess.
I thought Brock did his best job trying to put Cody over even more, getting him over from the WrestleMania hangover, and I think they both did a great job. And Brock don't bleed, and he was bleeding like a stuffed pig. So
Brock
yeah,
always bleeds.
when like that
Always.
much, that much.
Well, that was I don't think that was on purpose. I think that
I think it was
a
an
legit
accident.
But he always bleeds.
It was good.
I mean, look, chicks dig scars. And that scar on his forehead and that black eye, holy shit. That's like some top level, top shelf scars.
But
I
when
love
Cody
that.
was gloating on Monday, I'm like, Brock's coming out. It was predictable, but
did.
it's still
Yeah.
entertaining.
He definitely did. That was a good three-way match though on Monday.
That was, that both of them I thought were
Yeah,
a lot of
really
fun.
good.
So we found out they announced with the new World Heavyweight Championship that they were going to do a couple of three-way triple threat matches, and the winners would go on to fight each other at the end of the night, first on Raw, and then we'll have later on tonight for SmackDown. So I guess in retrospect, great matches, but no surprise we get in Seth Rollins advancing to the finals. I think we all agree
Surprised
on
that Balor won. I think it was a surprise Balor won the other one.
Okay.
I mean, everyone thought it was going to be Cody. I'm glad it wasn't.
Yeah.
I don't want Cody anywhere near the title until next WrestleMania.
Yeah, I don't want Cody near this title.
Yeah.
I want him.
This was
He
the
has
right
to
move.
finish the story against Roman
Not happening.
in 4 years.
So we've
5.
got we've got the SmackDown bracket tonight. Your two matchups, AJ Styles, Edge, and Rey Mysterio. And then the other one is Austin Theory, Bobby Lashley, which, my God, please get those two away from each other.
I know.
They've been wrestling forever. And Sheamus. So predictions, who's on each of those, and who's your final SmackDown representative on this?
I want Sheamus.
Down with
He
that.
deserves
Yep.
the opportunity. Even if he's not going to win, he deserves to be the man to come out of SmackDown.
Edge wins the title. He never lost.
Mm-hmm.
I know you rolled your eyes, but Edge gives it legitimacy too.
Man.
I'll say if I had to go outside of those two, because I my number one I would pick is Edge. I'll say don't let him win. Let him go against Seth. I'll put Austin Theory in there.
Wow.
He can win.
Okay.
Well, Theory
Okay.
was a disciple of
And they
Rollins.
faced
on
each other
Seth,
at the
yeah.
Raw I went to this year for the U.S. Championship.
Yeah, they've had
Oh, you
some
mean that
back
one
and
where you
forth as
tried to
well.
have that
Yeah,
Jason Suck sign and you got it on TV, but you used a fucking number 2 pencil instead of a Sharpie? Way to go, Joe.
I
That
would
one?
like AJ and Sheamus to be your finals.
but you got to pick
Ooh.
the winner.
Yes, yeah, no, that's my two winners, and then
Okay.
I'd probably go with Sheamus as well, man. I'd be all about that. I'll tell you though, Edge, getting back to him, I saw he posted on his socials today, talking about this match, and basically he outlined it. He goes, "This is it. I win the championship, and when I lose it, I'm done." So
Good storyline.
that's exactly.
Yeah.
There's a good story. There's your champ, and every other match could be the last one. So there's something there too. I can see. So,
And he
Yeah.
holds it past SummerSlam because 2 weeks after SummerSlam, SmackDown's in Toronto. or Raw's in Toronto. Yeah. So it's like, he can retire there on his terms.
So if he wins, whoever wins the title, they're going to Raw.
I guess,
yeah.
right? There was
it's
some
their
confusion that
none of that
they're even having
the SmackDown side of it makes no sense.
Right.
According to what Triple H said 3 weeks ago. So like,
bizarre.
I want Edge to actually lose it at WrestleMania and retire not WrestleMania, SummerSlam. So we watch Kevin cry.
Yeah.
I think Kevin would tear up if Edge retires at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
I would probably
in the same spot that he had the Edge sign at WrestleMania 23.
No, I had the John Cena sign.
WWE World's wildest wrestler or something.
World's worst.
No, but to get
ever.
in, so he wouldn't get it confiscated, he had it say wildest.
Oh,
is that true?
And then he ripped off the aisle.
And then I ripped off the piece.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I remember that. I was like, wow, that is so good. World wildest wrestler.
Look at that ingenuity. Jesus. That's amazing.
Listen, Kevin won't cry. If he didn't cry when Bret Hart said keep rocking and rolling and wish him a happy 40th, nothing will make him cry.
He was close.
He probably cried after the show ended.
Absolutely.
So. I watched number 14.
Actually, I just kept on playing it on repeat, so Brett's voice would hit my heart. That's on my phone.
I almost made Kevin cry 2 days ago. I bought a Bret Hart hoodie from Roots of Fight.
I know.
It's the pink one that says Hitman across. Yeah.
Wow.
Love the Roots of Fight. They're putting out they had a Japan Bret Hart shirt that came out today. They are really putting their shit in there with Bret Hart, and I got a Rey Mysterio shirt and another Iron Sheik shirt. Yeah, but I think I had Kevin almost in tears with the Bret Hart hoodie.
It was awesome. And it looked good on you.
Thank you.
Let's see. What haven't we touched on yet?
I guess predicting Carlito was on Backlash.
Are there any music going on this weekend? Did we touch on that at all?
Kevin, I thought you were going to do something with an apple for the show.
Yeah, what's up with that?
We didn't have any in the house. Damn,
you don't eat fruit
every day for lunch.
That's just poor health and standards there, Kevin. You gotta have an apple.
Everybody should have an apple in their house.
But yeah, I popped when he pulled out the apple. Come on.
It's not like I get that. It's not like I have them handed to me every day. Come on, this isn't like 1952.
Now it's the Kipper Spitter. That's
Shout out to Mel and his technical difficulties last week.
Freaking Mel.
So AEW was in my backyard in Detroit, just up the road from Joseph. We were not there.
No way.
Neither was Danhausen. Neither was he was hurt. Barbara Ryan was there though.
Yeah,
he had some decent seats. It looked like main event, the steel cage. Mox and Omega. We had a whole bunch of shenanigans even before the match starts. They get into it. Shenanigans. Yeah,
you said shenanigans.
It's like Bennigan's. we're short of that. We're pressed for time. I'm shortening words. But a fun match. I mean, I'll tell you what. I got caught. I think we've all agreed. Like, picture in picture is just
takes away everything.
I'm not shit.
I'm turning away. Yeah, I don't watch.
I was flipping over to the Lakers.
Sure.
Or whatever game was on.
I was checking email.
Yeah. So I don't know if I've ever remembered a cooler we've come back from picture in picture moment than when Mox had the turnbuckle hook fish hooking Omega. that caught me. That I was like, I'm not paying attention. We're back on Dynamite, and it's like, I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? And that great spot of the cage busting out on the Kenny knee, fantastic. And we get a Don Callis turn. How do we feel about how that ended up? I was caught off guard.
Oh no, I called it, and I wasn't really. It's
what did you call it to, Joe? You didn't say it to any of us.
As soon as he came out, I'm like, oh man, he's gonna hit Omega with the screwdriver because it's time. It was time. They had to do something with it.
Yeah.
It was time because it's like he was brawling with Kenny. It just like starts a new chapter of the story. It's fine, but it's like I don't see what it's going to do to lift either one. I don't think it was needed. I think these two groups can fight for months. I mean, we had them fight the Jericho Appreciation Society for 16 years. I think that we don't need a Don Callis turn to make this last longer.
Well, what this does is it makes it Kenny Omega more enjoyable. We don't need Don Callis with the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. And who knows what the hell this is even going to be. Callis, are you part of the Blackpool Combat Club? I mean, Bryan Danielson's orgasm face when that happened, it made it look like he had no idea it was coming. He was happy it happened. But, look, Callis, I mean, he has a huge fucking scar on his forehead. Mm-hmm. I hope he got a nice bonus for that.
Yeah.
But all this does is gives us what we all want. Kenny Omega to be more enjoyable. Because when Kenny was champ, Callis was in the corner, and we all thought it sucked.
Yeah.
So I don't know what this means. Nobody saw it coming, not even you, Joe, because you certainly didn't tell us. So that doesn't mean shit. And
should I have taken a picture with it?
Could have. You could have texted it to us. When Brian predicted Action Andretti was going to Chris Jericho.
So I got a feeling Jericho's losing this. Yeah,
and
put it out in the universe.
So Joe,
Colin Shannon.
You're calling Shannon.
What did you call it?
Shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
All right.
Yes.
All right, fine. Call Shenanigans because I didn't text it right away. So, but yeah,
pictures or it didn't happen. It's the same thing.
Kev, what did you think of how that main event went down?
I agree. I agree with Jason. More likable. It makes him more relatable. Everyone likes a person who's been, put in a bad situation in wrestling. So now fans will cheer him higher because someone screwed him. Right. I always think it's fun. It was a good show. I always think it's fun when there's when it's kind of like in your backyard. Right. I live the closest city is Indianapolis. Right. But it's always fun when they're close to home.
Yeah.
And man, does Christian Cage hate Detroit.
Oh yeah. A lot of boos there. That was fun. That was a good promo. Crowd was great, fantastic, just yelling their asses off at him.
Edge is better.
Love that. Yeah, Edge is better. That
Christian
was good.
Fucking killed that promo, man.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. He needs to be on all Phil Elite
Wrestling
Saturday. All Phil Elite Saturday. Get him on there. Get him on that show because that promo, and even with the crowd thinking they were gonna drown him out,
he nailed it, and then went Detroit, you suck.
And that was the best part.
That was good ending.
That was the best part.
And Brian, one thing that was kind of exciting, we saw some returnees.
Yeah, exactly. And that was fun. Miro's back. Thunder Rose is there. And
put out a new salsa song too.
Talk to Tony Khan, and
with the announcement next week. The announcement.
The announcement for the announcement next week.
I'm surprised he didn't have Adam Cole do it again.
Well, maybe that'll be next week, right?
Oh, next week.
Adam Cole couldn't be in the same building with Jericho, so there you go.
One thing I thought was pretty funny with Miro is it's like I feel like they scrambled. Oh, we got to do a backstage segment. Oh, he's gonna go talk to Tony Khan. Let's find an inkjet printer and type out Tony Khan on a piece of 8.5 by 11 printer paper. It looked kind of cheap. Believe me, the raw ones don't look fancy. Like
at least they're laminated.
Plastic board, but it looks
laminated.
Fun.
Let's just say this.
It's not just Corey font.
The nameplate on my door at school looks better than that. Let's just go with that.
It went right. My eyes went right to that. And I was just like, okay, Miro looks badass. The ball, he looks more swolled up than ever in his nice golf shirt thing he was wearing. But my eyes went right to the damn sign. And that's all I could think about when I was watching it.
Did you, not talking about AEW, but did you see Miro's response to someone's trolling him about Lana's bikini selfie going like, oh, I guess they're not together anymore. Did you see that on Twitter?
Mm-mm.
Greatest comeback. He went, where have you been? She's been with Bobby Lashley for the past 3 years.
Oh, good job, Miro.
Oh, he's so good.
That was good. That was good. Kayfabe only in Miro's world.
Exactly.
Love that. So next week's the big announcement. All signs are pointing it's going to be this Saturday news show. Collision is the rumored name. It's supposed to be announced on the upfronts for Warner Brothers Discovery, and presumably Tony Khan will announce it later on Dynamite next week. With this news show and the rumor been about a kind of a softer roster split where we're gonna have Friends of Phil on Saturdays and Friends of the Elite on Wednesdays. Who do you want to see from AEW get a good push with the addition of this new show?
Miro.
Easiest
Boy,
start.
Joe, way to go out on a limb.
Yeah, but earlier, last year when we were talking about draft picks of who should have the biggest year, I had Miro on there too. So I'm like, for a old 5 count, Miro needs it. He deserves it. He's over no matter where he's at, and he's just not, for some reason, management's not going to be behind him. The crowd is, the matches are, but why isn't management? Miro deserves this.
You know who I want to have the big push?
Phil?
And I want him to be present at the upfronts. Tony Khan's on stage. He's talking about it. Then you hear it. Dum, 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 dum. Bill Goldberg comes out. Bill Goldberg, the star of the upfronts.
Oh my
God.
God.
Farewell tour makes a stop at AEW, and it's on the Saturday show. That's what I want to see. Bill Goldberg. And, MJF, this is an opportunity for him too, because he's got the Pillars match coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And he could use some backup in Uncle Bill.
Oh,
it makes total sense. Get Goldberg a part of the upfront, the big push for his retirement tour. And in seriousness, no, I want CM Punk and Samoa Joe to do another 60-minute series. There is an ROH DVD that came out. They did 3 60-minute matches. And all 3 60-minute matches are on this DVD. And yes, I own it. Shocker. I want Samoa Joe and CM Punk to be the big feud of all elite wrestling, Saturday Night Mania. So those are my 2 answers. Bill Goldberg, Samoa Joe. Yes. Kevin?
I feel like my mind just went away when you started talking about Bill Goldberg. Wow.
He deserves it.
I'll say, you know what, Tony? Recreate Puerto Rico. Let's bring Carlito in.
Hey now.
I'm predicting it now.
What did he say on his Twitter? He said, I said, you're predicting it now. He said, I guess my rate went up or something, right?
Yeah.
I'll go like a big guy. It would be sweet for Lance Archer to get a good shot. It would be
like that.
Nice,
Great call.
What's her name? Stratlander.
And she's back. Yeah.
Sean Spears.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Sean Spears is perfect for something, not a comedic role. Give him something tough. I think
Goldberg.
If they
Spears Goldberg. All in. 90,000 seats. Sell it out.
So Goldberg's going to spear Spears? Oh, man. Jim Ross is going to have a field day with that one. Oh, God.
Or what about Brian Cage?
Cage is another one.
That's true.
He resigned.
Despite all his rage, he's still just a Brian Cage. Yeah, those are all good. They're getting the spot on Dynamite now. Boy, I do love everything about the presentation of House of Black.
Yes.
Really, really good. The music, just how about that match where they had with the rules with the lights down? It was just kind of the spotlight in the ring and these kind of funky graphics. I liked it. I thought that was really cool.
What was interesting too was Julia Hart's match against Anna Jay. Anna Jay looked more a part of the House of Black than Julia Hart did.
Yeah.
Her face paint, I don't know. But yeah, House of Black is my favorite act on AEW.
Yeah. So anything with them is always good. And I think my number 2 would be, I think we could still do some big things with Ricky Starks. He's kind of in this kind of mid program right now with,
The
I
malt liquor,
guess Jay White. Yeah. What's his name?
BC Gold.
Yeah, BC Gold, fucking Juice Robinson. It's like, there's better things out there for him.
Wasn't Jay White supposed to be like the big signing who was supposed to go to WWE, and then he goes to AEW and everyone's like WWE screwed up, and AEW has done nothing with him.
Yeah.
Well, maybe this is an opportunity for him to get that shot when he goes to Collision.
To the Saturday night show.
Yeah. And
so I don't know if this is
because,
I don't know if it's going to be a brand split proper. I think it's just going to be, when CM Punk shows up on Dynamite, the Elite are going to be on Saturday. Like, I don't think it's like a brand split A and B, because granted, the only brand split we know is what WWE has done. Some good, some bad, and some in between. So I don't know if this is going to be like show, it's Wednesday and Saturday. I think it's just going to be a blend, but obviously they're not going to put combustible pieces together on the same show. Pay-per-views, whole nother story. But
that's so weird too, that like how that they're gonna like think about that in like your daily line of work of like, I have to schedule this employee on this day, and so I can schedule the other employee on the other day because they don't get along.
Well, it was like that NXT 106 when Kevin got mad at me because the boss made him work during a Royal Rumble after we agreed to switch.
I didn't think of it like that.
He came in there and was like ready to want to fight me, and
oh my god.
Yeah, so I mean, it's that same situation.
And if you two can mend fences, maybe CM Punk and the Elite can as well. There's hope for them all too. Holy cow! Yeah, you're in Vegas together in like 24 hours. Amazing.
It's like Chris said, he works with a bunch of children, and they have to do this. I mean, Brett and Sean.
Holy shit!
We're on the same show their entire time, and those two were combustible. And I mean, did, but they were still professional enough to still work together, even though they fought a ton backstage, according to both of them. Different times. And it's like, come on, get over it. This is stupid.
That is a money-making event at one point.
That happens.
Yeah.
At one point.
Yep. By the way, I mean, not much to say about it, but you have to acknowledge
Roman Reigns.
AEW. Well, of course, we always acknowledge our tribal chief. We have to acknowledge the amazing success AEW Wembley show is going to be. Reportedly 60,000 tickets sold. And I remember when they announced it, we all kind of were like, what's a good number that you'd say, hey, that's a success for selling out or for being at a football stadium like that. And I didn't have 60. I thought maybe
40.
I think 40 was a number. And I was like, yeah, that's probably really good. So that'll be insane whenever that comes around late August.
And what's great about this is the equivalent to the first All In. When Meltzer said, oh, you can't sell 15,000 tickets.
Yeah,
they did. But this is also kind of like the first WrestleMania. It's like, put it all out there. And, of course, the big, we talked about this a couple weeks ago, I think, All In's one week and All Out's the next week. Maybe next week with this, maybe they announced this streaming thing with Max. And
maybe that's the move.
Maybe Max is $20. I don't know if you guys saw the news. Hulu product is going to go on to Disney Plus, and they're going to make one streaming thing. So
that's a good idea. Yeah.
Hopefully with Max and Discovery and, look, man, I mean, I don't love the idea of paying for another streamer for wrestling, but if I'm going to get all that shit and,
do you already have Max?
I don't even know that answer.
So many streams.
Too many.
The streams.
It is. It's like so many streams.
I have it. It's the best one for movies.
40 hours now.
I don't fucking know.
I already have it. It's the best one for movies. So, like, if it joins there, I'll be happy because I already pay for it.
And what's interesting is Netflix canceled their upfront for next week.
That is interesting.
I mean, I watch Netflix pretty regularly. I just watched this series about the Golden auctions. It's this auction house, Ken Golden. And it just talks about how they acquire all these big sports things. And there was this kid who was 15 years old. He opened up a pack of basketball cards. He got this Steph Curry like variant with like gold, like a gold like border, and he got offered 140,000 cash.
Oh.
The guy at the auction house said, "I can get you more." And and the guy at the auction house got him somebody paid $170,000 for a Steph Curry basketball card. But then they have all these other things, like this guy in Italy who he gets all this game used NBA stuff, and he had it from like the 80s with like Michael Jordan and Isaiah Thomas and like sneakers and jerseys, and then Karl Malone had all of the Dream Team stuff from '92 up in his dealership. I know we talked about this, but I don't know if we talked about this on the show. So if we did, I apologize.
No,
except to Joe. But Netflix. I'm still on the Netflix bandwagon. And shame on you, Blockbuster. You could have bought Netflix and you said no.
Yeah, talk about blunders of the century.
Instead, they got rid of late fees. That will change the world.
Yeah.
Not a Blockbuster move, Blockbuster.
No. Before we say goodbye, and Kevin and Joe, this is news to you. This is Jay threw this at me, and I thought it was just a fun little topic to wrap up the show.
We're changing the title of the show because I'm not for that.
No. That remains.
My name's in all capitals, please. All capital letters, please. Not stencil font either.
Blackpool Combat Club. Heavy use of a screwdriver, right? The screwdriver has been their big thing. Don Callis did it to Kenny on Wednesday night. And just a fun topic. What is your favorite weapon of choice? And Kevin, Joe, you guys can think about it. Favorite weapon of choice for the wrestling ring. Mine is the flaming table. You don't see it often, but I love the spot, of course, from WrestleMania.
That was big in the original ECW, right, Brian?
Yes, the Dudleys. I mean, fucking Bubba Ray or Devon, they'd have that fucking lighter fluid, and they'd light that shit up. Love that. And of course, Edge spearing Foley through the flaming table on the outside that Lita did. It's just a great visual. Great visual. So that's my favorite. You don't see it often. Flaming table for me.
Mine is, because I thought about this on the plane, Brian, when we were texting about this earlier. Yeah. Same vein, flaming barbed wire 2x4.
Oh, okay.
Mick Foley,
okay. Yep.
They did it
that
for
at ECW
at the top of Hell in a Cell.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And with Triple H, yeah. So that's my go-to. Kevin,
I'll go kendo stick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just for the fact, growing up, even now, the noise it makes, the marks it leaves, it doesn't look like it should hurt that much, but that noise more than anything, and especially if you're a Sheamus or you are very pale skin and your skin welts up,
like Joe.
I'm not pale skin.
You're the palest of the four of us.
I don't think so. I think Brian is.
Unless you have poor lighting.
We're all just a bunch of white dudes.
Yeah. It's like
I'm half Italian. What are you talking about?
A lot of arguing over who's last place here. Or
those words were weapons, which brings Joe. Joe, what's yours?
You may think it's boring, but I think it's the best weapon. The brass knucks, because they hide it in the heels, hide it in their shorts. They they do the fist, hit them quickly, and then throw it out of the ring, and then get the cheap win. You got Macho Man was like the king of it during his IC titles, and William Regal, the power of the punch. I gotta say the brass knucks. It's simple but effective. That is the best weapon of choice.
Thumbtacks are fun too.
Oh, I was just gonna say thumbtacks.
Yeah,
it made me like just a simple trash can lid. Like,
yeah.
Tacks are fun. AEW uses tacks quite a bit, I think, in a lot of matches. It's been a resurgence in thumbtacks with AEW, and that's
the cookie sheet. That's the best one. The cookie sheet.
Oh my god, I haven't seen that in a minute. That's like a Tommy Dreamer staple.
Those are some honorable mentions.
The staple.
Yeah.
Staples.
Oh, staple gun. Yes,
staple gun.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a new.
Always fun when you get a fire extinguisher in there. And
yeah.
Flaming table though. That's pretty good.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. That's a rare one, but I'll tip my cap to the flaming table. Well, guys, this has been an eventful show, as it always is. Jason, Kev, we can't wait for the Vegas review, as long as you are not abiding by the what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas rule. As long as you're willing to come on the show next week and share at least some details.
Oh, wait, I got one more from the Stupid Sick New World Facebook page.
Oh, good. Yes, that's a good way to go out.
Question. The concert. It's going to be Saturday, May 13th and Friday too?
Come on, man. This ain't real. People are just making this shit up now.
No,
and then I put and Sunday too. It's Sunday as well.
Yeah.
No, there was one.
But is it on Wednesday as well?
It was
there was one that I messaged Jay, and this is when I found out his hatred for the group. There's a huge long list, and it's like no dog collars, no spike collars, right? And this lady,
no brass
knucks.
Lady
posts a picture of her wearing like almost like a Madonna.
It was a spiky bra.
Yeah, it was a spiky bra, but it was like
a bustier.
It was like bustier, like covers your belly and your size. And she's like, these have little spikes everywhere. Do you think I'll get turned away? I don't want to go back.
Oh my God.
Just like,
well, and these rules, there was a rule about like vape pens or something. And they said, well, do you think it's risky to sneak one in? And then the comments kind of went a little crazy. And I kind of laughed at that one because they said to stick it in your prison wallet.
Oh,
See, it's not all bad in the Facebook comments, right?
Oh, but it's so fucking dumb, Brian. The Pokemon thing really just put me off the edge yesterday. I'm like, are you fucking kidding?
That is a good one.
I'm putting this up here. There's a few more. Kevin, there's an event Saturday night after the festival until 3 a.m. It's a new metal 2000s after party. Could be fun. Here we go. Dress code. Does anybody know? I see no chains, but what about my spiky collar? I don't want to run back to the hotel because of my collar. Or is it loosey-goosey? Let me know what you think about the dress code. Can I bring chair? I'm fat. Can I bring a chair? Literally, that's what it says. Oh wait, man. Here's the bustier picture now. I don't know if you guys can see the.
Yeah, you can make it out enough. Yeah. So yeah,
unbelievable. Like, just read. Seriously, read the instructions. All right, one
Sound
more.
Like me in class. Just read
I gotta
the
find
instructions. and I say it's a 10-year-old. You're saying it's a 40-year-old.
Exactly. I say your class is slightly younger demographic than who should be at the concert.
And then the other thing people are doing, Kev, I don't know if you've seen this. They're putting their set list. The bands are there going.
Oh,
to
I
see.
know.
I'm like, who? I don't give a fuck who you want to see. I don't. This is the one here. To all friends coming from out of town, and I commented on this one. Watch The Hangover. You will understand the assignment. And I literally put a GIF. It just said, "That's a rookie maneuver."
I think that's a appropriate comment.
It's like, these motherfuckers. Like I get it if you've never been to a festival before, but these people look like they're old.
Jay, can you put on the comments? Can you do a post of, "Hey guys, remember what happens in Vegas stays in." 10 capital exclamation points.
Please.
So Brian,
make sure you hydrate because it's a dry heat.
Kevin, I know you saw this one on Monday and Tuesday, and actually even over the last weekend, people were like, "When's the set list going to come out? When are they going to announce what time bands are playing?" And then it came out on went Tuesday. So I just went all caps. Where the fuck are the times? It's 5 days away. When am I going to know when Stabbing Westward plays? What's going on?
Stabbing Westward, yes.
And
I can't miss it.
And one person caught it. They're like,
"How can I exist without them?"
Thank you. The only band that's not on this bill that should be here, there's two. Limp Bizkit,
right? Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. Classic hits band, Linkin Park.
Oh,
Well,
that's sad.
there's reason why that they can't quite make it, unfortunately. But
Brian heard Linkin Park on a classic hit station this week.
God, yeah. That was a rough moment. When that follows, I like classic hits. Don't get me wrong. So
yeah,
I was
like
jamming
Bob
to "Get Out of My Dreams," little Billy Ocean, just like fucking cheesing it up. And then when I heard dun 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 dun, I'm like, what? It starts with one. Oh, like, oh God.
You know who's gonna love
happened?
this? You know who's gonna love this conversation? International Heat, our guy Simon.
Yeah,
he's a big metalhead, goes to festivals. He's gonna love this episode because of all the music talk. So Simon,
let us know, Simon. Tell us the thumbs up
the
and down stuff.
And the very little I spoke. That is for Simon as well.
Oh God, yeah, everyone's happy about that.
That's true.
Yes.
And at the end,
Simon and Kevin. Simon and Joe are doing the separate rosters like AEW. Keep them apart. Go ahead, Kev. Sorry.
No, hit the closing line, because in the end, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it doesn't really.
That's right. All right, fellas. Enjoy Vegas. We'll be back next week. YouTube.com/ That Wrestling Podcast. We're like 2 subscribers away?
We were 2.
Did we drop one?
We did. We
son
were
of a
3,
bitch.
and
All
we're like
we're right there.
Yeah,
we're at the 1 yard line. It's first and goal. We got to punch it in. So let's get those last subscribers. At That WrestlePod for social media fun. Whatamaneuver.net for merchandise needs. We'll talk to you next week. As always, enjoy wrestling.
Thanks for listening. Follow That WrestlePod on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube.
1, 2, 3, that's it!
Thanks for watching That Wrestling Podcast on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And for more That Wrestling Podcast content, follow at That WrestlePod on social media.